Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Joe K. It's Joe K Music, and welcome to another day in the underground. What if I told you that something that has happened in the past week could potentially change how underground hip-hop music is marketed forever? Now, for those of you that don't know, Tech N9ne just released a brand new album. It's been pretty well received by most people, and it's doing quite well. There's one song in particular that is going absolutely crazy all over social media. We're going to talk about that one for sure. Before we do, though, I feel like we need to take a moment and really dissect the album, because there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of different sounds coming from the album, a lot of different styles and different subgenres within, this one underground hip hop album. A lot of people here over the last couple of years have really formed some opinions about strange music. They've in doing so, formed some opinions about Tech N9ne, saying that, maybe he's fallen off, maybe strange music isn't what it used to be. And a lot of people were really disappointed in a couple of the more recent albums. But when you put out freaking 20 some, I don't even, 23, 24, however many albums Tech N9ne has put out over the last couple of decades, there's going to be some that just don't hit the same mark as others. That's bound to happen. That's no disrespect. Tech N9ne is one of the artists that have had the most longevity in hip hop in history. You don't get by for 2 decades by being a crappy rapper or a crappy artist. Tech N9ne has put out a lot of songs. He has a lot of hits. He's a very talented MC, and he has one of the most prolific flows of any rapper to ever have walked this planet. People get so caught up in, what I or what others talk about when it comes to the business side, that they forget that people still, to this day, after all these years, respect Tech N9ne. And he actually talks about it on his album. He talks about, in the opening song, The Herder, he talks about exactly that. He says, look, you guys say what you want, but when it comes down to it, I make every other rapper who's ever jumped on a track with me go harder. And it's true. Think about the collaborations he's had. I mean, dude talked about the collaboration with Eminem on Speed 'Em. He talked about the collaboration with Joyner Lucas on Sriracha. I mean, he just started going down the list of artists that want to make songs with him, not because he's going to be the most profitable collaboration for them. A lot of these artists are, again, no shade, he's doing his independent thing, but a lot of these artists are huge, widely known artists that are mainstream artists, and you can't compare yourself to that if you're Tech N9ne. What you can compare yourself with, though, is the level of skill and the level of value that you bring to a song. And clearly people see that, or they wouldn't want to make music with them, period. I went on vacation last week. That's why there hasn't been a vlog in a little while. I wasn't hiding from anybody because of the success of Face Off or any crap like that and just staying silent. I know some people are starting to spread some rumors about that. I was on freaking vacation, okay? However, I had a nice 3.5 hour flight both ways during my vacation, and I got to listen to the album a lot. And I did. I listened to it in depth. I made sure that I paid attention to what was happening in the album, and there were some things that I liked about the album. There were some things I didn't like about the album. That's any album, okay? This one in particular, personally, I agree with people. I feel like this album was one of the better albums in recent history to be released. I mean, there have been some albums to me from Tech N9ne over the years that just haven't quite hit the mark for me, personally, with what I'd like to hear. But that's just my opinion, right? In these albums, the way I look at it, if I can find 3 to 5 songs that are just monster songs that really hit hard, that I thoroughly enjoy, I typically call that a pretty good album. If you can hit me with, a third of the songs that are on there that are just fire, I'll put up with the rest. Not every song is going to be for everybody. With that being said, one of the songs on there that absolutely went crazy, that was one of my favorite collaborations of maybe all time, was No Seums with Tech N9ne, Russ on the Hook, and Snow the Product. One thing I really wish happened with that song was I really wish that Russ got to do a verse on there. I heard Tech talking in one of the live streams or an interview or something, talking about how Russ wasn't able to get his verse back in time. It didn't end up working out. Sometimes that happens, but that song is fire. I'm sorry. Every time Snow the Product gets on a song with Tech N9ne, she goes freaking crazy every single time. Like, I've never heard a song with her and Tech, or really her and almost any other feature, that just didn't hit the mark. You know, every single one, like, I feel like she's trying to go harder than the other person, which is how it should be, especially in underground hip hop. Nonetheless, everybody on the song killed it. It was one of my favorite songs on the entire album. There was also a song with X-Rated. For those of you that don't know who X-Rated is, he's a rapper that has been around for a very long time. He got locked up for, I don't know, 2.5 decades. Recently out and recently making music again. Although he was making a lot of music while he was locked up somehow. Anyways, I digress. The song with X-Rated, to me, was another one of my favorite songs on the entire album. It just filled that void that I needed. I like those more personal, slower, melodic songs that aren't people just rapping like 10 million miles per second. Like, look, I know it's like a travesty to say, but me personally, I like the Tech N9ne that's like not going a million miles per second. That's cool every once in a while, but I really do enjoy some of the slower songs where he's just kind of talking and telling a story and, you know, going through whatever emotional state he's going through. I like those songs. Some people say it's too emo for them and they hate them. I personally like them. So that song definitely did it for me. Checked all the boxes. Go listen to Still Right Here with X-Rated. Fire song. Some of the other songs that I felt really hit the mark for me were Been Through a Lot and Take Your Halo. One song that I did like, but was actually, it reminded me of another collaboration. It reminded me of Eminem and Skylar Grey. That song was Close Your Eyes. It was a cool collaboration. I think it was somebody that brought a nice sound to the hook. It really gave me those kind of Skylar Grey vibes and those M vibes. Tech wasn't going like 10 million miles per second. It was a very well-paced song. Now, there were some songs on there that me as an underground hip-hop fan, I wasn't feeling and I couldn't get into. And I've seen a couple other people talk about it as well, but most of them are really hardcore underground hip-hop fans. And I understand that he wasn't going for that market on some of these songs. He had some like R&B sounding songs on here, which I wasn't really feeling, but again, it's just a genre preference for me. And he had some songs on here that were really EDM based songs. And I'm sure it's going to make people go nuts and like form 10 million mosh pits, and somebody's going to get their teeth knocked out for sure during some of these songs. But they didn't do it for me. I didn't like them. It just sounded kind of weird being on the album. Those songs were Kick It Her, I think that's how you say it. And the other song that kind of threw me for a loop was What Rhymes with Threat. I wasn't feeling it. Pretty interesting collaboration with E40 called Clydesdale. I could see it being played in like, you know, the bar kind of club scene. Everyone's probably going to be dancing, going nuts on it. The E40 verse, look, E40, mother effing legend. No doubt about it. Legendary. I don't know what it was. Something in the beginning of his verse it felt a little bit off to me. I don't know. It seemed weird. It just didn't seem right. It didn't seem like it fit into the pocket of the beat correctly. But it did correct over time. And, you know, he started kind of getting his groove as it was going on. And then it felt more of like a club song. Just not my cup of tea personally, is what it is. This is one that everyone wants to talk about. A lot of people have been asking me to talk about it after it's been released, and that's Face Off. For those of you that pay attention to the channel, I released that the song was going to happen about a month ago. I also was able to get my hands on the track before it was released. I did not leak the song when I could have. I want to talk about this for a second, because look, when an opportunity presents itself, I'm not going to squander it and let it go by. Okay? I'm not. When there is something to talk about, when there is news to be shared, I'm going to talk about it on this channel. And quite frankly, I don't care if people like it or not. I'm just here to share the information. So I got my hands on the song, and I did, a silent reaction to it. I didn't play the song. All I did was share my thoughts while the song was playing, gave out a couple of hints, and quite frankly, I think there's a lesson to be learned here that from a marketing standpoint, people were eating that crap up. Go look at the comments of the song. People were begging for the song, thirsting for the song. They wanted it that much more because I had something that they didn't have. And strange music fans are hungry for strange music songs. So all I did was generate additional buzz for the song to the core strange music base. I get it. People are going to hate me for it. They're going to be pissed off about it. And I get that. I understand that. But I want you to think about something for a minute. I had the song. You guys see how well the song's doing outside of strange music. Mainstream. It's doing very well. Do you think I didn't know it was going to do well when it had The Rock on it? Do you know how much I could have taken away from that song had I just taken the song and uploaded it directly to my channel, or from my channel directed people to the song to go get it themselves? As quickly as they could have tried to take down the song, I could have already gathered tons of views, tons of subscribers, and it would have been huge for my channel to leak that kind of a song. I didn't do it. I didn't leak the song like that. Because as much as people love to think that I'm out here to ruin Tech N9ne and the artist on strange music, I'm not. Clearly, if I was, I would have leaked the song. I would have given it to 10 million other people. I didn't do that. So, call it whatever you'd like. Be mad about it. I get it. It is what it is. I didn't freaking get into my ninja costume at 3 a.m. and go freaking sneak in the strange music headquarters with a thumb drive and freaking steal the song from Travis O'Gwyn's hard drive. I didn't do that. All I did was share information that was shared with me. The song's going nuts right now. It's viral on TikTok. It was the #1 hip hop song for a while there. And it's going crazy everywhere. And strange music, rightfully so, is promoting the crap out of the song. The Rock is promoting the crap out of the song. All of the artists that are on the song are promoting the crap out of it. Crap. Can't say it enough. So how does this song change marketing of underground music forever? This song has somebody who's not a rapper. Not the first time this has happened. We see this in mainstream music all the time. We have somebody with a huge following who may not be a musician, who they make into a rapper, and the songs do very well because of their ginormous following. Now, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is one of the biggest social media personalities on earth. So naturally, anything that man touches is going to turn to gold instantly. Strange Music knew that. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson knew that. He said it during the live stream. He was, he wanted to kind of pour his gasoline on it, right? That's what he did. We talk about the song in another video. So if you're interested in hearing more details specifically about the song, go check out my other videos on my channel. They're right there. We do a full breakdown of the song. We talk about some kind of more inside information about how the song was formulated. Talk about some of the things that ended up being in the live stream, but to just a different extent. So go check out that video. Now, there were several winners from this song. We have Joey Cool and King ISO, who a lot of people don't know. And King ISO has been killing it for a long time. Joey Cool, I don't know what the heck happened with Joey Cool on that song, because the man went freaking nuts on that song. Like, I'm gonna be real to you. I was not expecting that crap. I don't think a lot of people were expecting that on the song. Joey comes in, and he's just freaking killing it. Crushing it the entire time. And he found his pocket of that beat, and he just pounded that thing to death, flow-wise. Like, absolutely destroyed it. And then ISO comes in at the end. That's the icing on the cake. Destroyed it. Went even harder than I feel ISO normally goes. And he usually goes pretty hard. And then after that, we had The Rock. And to me, look, the song, I don't think The Rock did a horrible job on it, but you can't compare The Rock to Tech N9ne. You can't compare that. You have two goats, but in different aspects of life. You have a rapper and you have like a social media, like movie star, world-renowned wrestler. Like, they're two different entities. You can't compare the two. And so it's not fair to say that The Rock is going to come on a song and keep up with Tech N9ne, Joey Cool, or King ISO. It's just not going to happen. I'm sorry. I know everyone else is gassing it up. It wasn't that great. I'm just keeping it in a billion. Did he do horrible? No. Did he bring passion to the song? Absolutely. He's The Rock. Like, that's the one thing he's got down. Like, he's an actor and he loves strange music. He's loved strange music for a long time. So I'm sure for him, it was a really cool moment as well. The one thing that's going to change marketing in underground hip hop forever with this song in particular is the way that they integrated product placement into the song. At the very end of the song, he says, "Thank you, Terramana." Terramana is The Rock's tequila. And what better way to promote your brand than on a hip hop song? This isn't the first time this has been done. This is done in the mainstream all the time. But for underground, it doesn't happen very often like this. You don't typically have somebody as big as The Rock jumping on an underground artist song. It's usually a mainstream artist song, right? And people can argue that Tech N9ne is mainstream or underground or whatever, and he is independent. I think that's really the key here. He's independent. But you just don't see it that often. And then combined with the product placement, it's different. It's different. Now, some people are going to say that that's ruining the integrity of the song. And I think that's something that could be argued for sure. Because to me, that song was complete before The Rock came on it. The Rock just gave it visibility, which is important. And it's how people make money. And it's how independent labels make money. So for strange music, this is a giant dub. A giant dub. For Tech N9ne, a giant dub. Gives him more visibility, gives the brand more visibility. For Joey Cool and King ISO, those two, in my mind, are the biggest winners of this entire situation. A lot of people that listen to underground hip-hop music have respected King ISO, have followed King ISO. He's still relatively unknown to the masses, though. He's an underground hip-hop artist. That's not a disrespectful statement. It's just a fact. When you're an underground hip-hop artist, you're not known by as many people as, let's just say, The Rock. Not a lot of people are. Mainstream or underground. Then you have Joey Cool. I certainly didn't know that Joey had this in him. And I don't think a lot of other people did either. And the way he went off, dude, that man's stock just went up like 100-fold, 1,000-fold. Through the freaking roof right now. King ISO stock, through the roof right now. Those two guys are going to become two of the most valuable assets for at least the next 30, 60, 90 days. And they're going to be able to ride this wave for probably a while. It's going to increase overall streams. It's going to direct people to other music of theirs. It's going to increase merchandise sales for strange music, for the artist, etc. It's going to do a lot of things in the short term. Now, the question is going to become, what does this do in the long term? And every time something like this happens, it never seems to be sustainable unless it's done again. That's where the danger comes in with this, because now you're in a position where you're going to compare everything you do after this moment to this moment. And it's not a fair comparison, because what's happening right now with this song, it's something special. You guys can say what you want about liking the song or not, or liking the fact that The Rock was on it, but what is happening with the song is something special. And I can see strange music trying to replicate this again. That's dangerous to me. That's dangerous for underground hip-hop music, because now we've opened the door to allow any celebrity with a following to jump on for what a lot of people is an art form that, like I said before, acts as medicine to the fans. Strange music artists have said that themselves. Their music is medicine. And when you dilute that by allowing any celebrity to come on, it does change the music a bit. And it allows people that maybe don't have the skills to be fitting in there to jump on tracks that they quite frankly don't belong on. That's one aspect of it, right? So take it for what it is. I really hope that it doesn't become a trend at Strange Music or with other underground hip hop artists. But look, everyone's trying to make money. It makes business sense for sure. If you're a business, it makes sense to get as many of those as you possibly can garner. I get it. People are trying to make money. It's tough out there. But, you know, as a fan of underground hip hop music, business aside, it does kind of suck to see. And I really don't want to be hearing people dropping their product in every single song. We get that enough, like, you know, just not as blatantly as this was done. So we'll see what happens. I mentioned the people that were on the track, and I purposefully left one person off who participated in this song, but was not given credit in the title of the song. He was not given credit in the Spotify credits of the song and several other places. And that is our friend Chris Kalico. For those of you who don't know who Chris Kalico is, he is one of the longer standing members of Strange Music who recently left. He went and did his own thing at Earhouse. Make sure to go check out his music and check out his new label for sure. He's doing a lot of really cool things over there. Seems like a great guy, is all over social media all the time. For those of you that don't understand music business, there are several ways that artists are given credit or points or work for hire situations, many different scenarios that could play into why somebody doesn't end up in the title. Chris Kalico was on the hook of the song as a back vocal. There were 3 total vocals on there, and one of them just happened to be Chris Kalico. So people were losing their crap over the last week. Completely losing their mother effing minds. When I found out that Chris Kalico was on the song and he didn't get credit, I ain't gonna lie. No pun intended, but I was ready to jump right out the window with everyone else. Okay? Not even gonna lie about it. But cooler heads prevailed. And as I talked through it with some people and really just took a moment to really understand the situation, along with hearing from both Chris Kalico talk about it and Tech N9ne posted about it on Instagram. I think it was Instagram. It made a lot of sense, right? And things got cleared up pretty quick, and I think that kind of calmed the fans down. There's still some people that are pissed off about it, but here's the deal. Chris Kalico didn't write the hook. All he did was basically lend an instrument, his voice, to the song. And a lot of times what was happening over at Strange Music is they would create a beat. Chris Kalico would sometimes throw a hook on it. And sometimes he wasn't given credit. This isn't the first time that this was done because it was likely a work for hire situation. Maybe he's getting a little bit of the publishing on it. I would be very surprised. Typically, people that are doing backing vocals aren't getting any kind of royalties or anything like that. A lot of people just get paid some kind of an upfront fee or something that was worked out in their contract to provide X amount of vocals or whatever else to be on certain songs. So I'm assuming, but my assumption is that was a situation here, and I'm sure he got taken care of as part of his overall deal. Now, the question comes in is, did he know when he laid those vocals and helped out with that chorus that this song was going to become what it is? I don't know. Would that possibly change something? It may have. You got to remember, this song was, over a year in the making. And at that time, there were a lot of artists that were on their way out the door. So artists started leaving early 2021. This song was being created in 2020, which opens up a whole nother Pandora's box of questions. Were there any artists on Strange Music at the time that knew that this song was brewing and that weren't asked to be on it and maybe got a little bit jealous? Maybe not. Maybe nobody gave an F. No harm, no foul. I don't know. I'm just speculating here, right? So don't get all freaking in your feels about it. I'm bringing up a point. I wonder if that had to do with some of the artists being pissed off when they left. That's all I'm saying. Now, as far as Chris Kalico specifically goes, he seems like he doesn't mind. And all I can go off of is what he tells to people, and he is sticking to the narrative that him and Tech are cool, and Tech's sticking to that narrative too. Him and Chris are cool. Like, look, this is the music business. This isn't the music friendship, okay? In my opinion, if this is the music friendship, yeah, I think you should give the guy some credit because you guys are brothers. Your words, not mine. And if you're really family like that, and you really are looking at each other like brothers forever, then you want to help your friend out, and you help your friend out by giving them credit on one of the biggest songs that Strange Music has ever put out. Just my take, just my opinion. On a business side, sorry, Chris. All you did was provide a little background vocal on one of the biggest songs. You're probably not going to get any ginormous check cut from this. And a lot of people aren't going to know that you're on the track, except for the Strange Music fans and the people that are really diehard music fans that are going to go digging for it. So it is what it is. Everyone's talking about it, though. So, I'm talking about it right now. Just because everyone else was, talking about it and comments were swirling all over the underground. So, of course, I'm going to bring it up here. But, maybe that's a win, too. I don't know. Now, I wish that every artist at Strange Music and Strange Music itself promoted this song like they are right now. Everybody's promoting it. Everybody's uploading it for each other. Like, that's part of what's making this song go nuts too. I think The Rock definitely did what he said he was going to do and poured some gasoline on the fire, but the song is a good song. And I feel like a lot of Strange Music songs, they kind of fly underneath the radar and they don't get heard about until years later or, weeks later, months later, whatever. And they get slept on for a long time because they just don't get promoted like this. Clearly, they're going to promote this. It's with The Rock, of course. But I feel like they could do a better job of getting on social media, doing more live streams, putting the artist front and center. I think it gives a certain likability to the artist. It allows people to understand and know who the artists are as people. It allows people to know who Tech is as a person. Yeah, he's on Instagram all the time. He does go live on Instagram all the time, but I'm talking about promoting everybody's songs and albums all the time and having all the artists involved in that. Hey, Travis included. Get freaking Travis out there too. Let him talk about things and show his personality to people, and that can really help gain trust and gain a connection with the fans and the public in general when they see you front and center promoting everybody's stuff and going hard for the label all the time, 24/7. It's hard. It's not easy with touring and everything else. Look, I get it. People are burnt out, and the last thing they want to do is go on social media for people. And, look, to be fair too, the second people start going on social media, you have people like me that are going to make vlogs about whatever you say on social media too. So I totally understand that, but I feel like it's 2021. It's time to utilize social media to the fullest, see what's working with this song, and try to apply it to other songs and really help promote the artists that maybe a lot of people are sleeping on. I think people have been sleeping on Joey Cool. I know I certainly was. I knew the dude could rap. I knew he was talented. I don't really like all of his music, but I'm telling you, when he came on Face Off, I was like, oh, god dang, this man's going nuts. So, I think there's something to be learned here, and, maybe it changes the way that Strange Music promotes songs in the future. Maybe they do more collaborating with reactors and vlogs and things like that. I'm well aware I will probably never get a Strange Music artist to come on this vlog because of the vlogs I've done in the past, and I am perfectly okay with that. But at the end of the day, I just want to let everybody know I separate the artist from the business. I may not agree with the business side of things that are going on and my perception of what's going on and my opinion of what's going on, but there's a lot of talent over there at Strange Music, and I do feel like Strange Music has acted as an outlet to help connect artists with a lot of the resources that they otherwise would never have been able to get their hands on. Some of them utilize it better than others, and at the end of the day, that's on them. And sometimes things just don't make sense to do anymore. So they go off and they go on their own venture where they have a little bit more control over the way that they want to work. It is what it is. One thing that I want to make sure I do on this particular episode, I want to shout you guys out. You guys have been great. A lot of you guys have really supported me over the last year when I started this vlog. Angel Martinez in particular, this guy's financially supported the channel. He's giving donations all the time in the super chat and utilizing that on YouTube. I really appreciate you, man. I really, Appreciate the support of you and several others as I've dove into a lot of different topics here on the vlog. And I appreciate you guys tuning in, even the haters. Look, at the end of the day, this is about having a discussion. Sometimes people are going to disagree with my opinion and disagree and not like the way that I present the information, or not like the fact that I'm even talking about certain things. But that's what's going to make this channel unique. We're going to talk about the things that everyone else is too afraid to talk about. We're going to put them front and center. It's not always about trying to stir the pot per se, but really just about having the conversation and getting people engaged in the underground hip hop community. That's what I want to do. I want to get the conversation going again. I feel like when I started listening to underground hip hop music, there was such a sense of community. There was tons of dysfunction. There was tons of disagreements, but there was still a large community that were putting underground hip hop artists front and center. And I feel like that's changed over the last few years, and we don't have that as much anymore. We need to have that conflict. We need to have that healthy debate and that healthy conflict. It's okay to have conflict about things that are going on, and not everyone has to agree. That's fine. I'm going to keep doing what I do, and, it is what it is. Thank you guys again for tuning in. My name's Joe K. It's just another day in the underground.